Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a bittersweet day because I am going to be filming my finale for my whole collection project pan, and this is a project that I am not going to be bringing back right away, at least in 2025. I don't know if I'll ever bring back the whole collection project pan. I did film a get ready with me kind of talking about project panning and how I kind of wanted to step away from project panning as aggressively just so I can enjoy my makeup collection as a whole. And I have found throughout the course of this year that the whole collection project pan is really the project that I am least excited about, don't have, you know, all of the progress on the products. And even pulling these products out today, I was like, So we are going to be filming my finale for the whole collection project pan today. That being said, I will link that get ready with me in case you missed that. But I do ask kind of for your guys' feedback on other content you'd like to see from me. I do plan to focus more heavily on filming more frequent Shop My Stashes next year. Get ready with me is using the Shop My Stash products. And the point is to not just go out and buy every new makeup release then next year. Like, the point is to just touch everything in my makeup collection rather than like hyper focusing on like 15 to 20 products. So that being said, if you're interested in my update, I don't have anything that is an empty, but I do have a couple products I still believe I can finish before the end of the year. But I'm going to take the majority of December off of project panning and really just focus on my collection as a whole. So if you're interested in my update, stay tuned. First, not update, finale. Stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content, palette themed content, or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. You're giving like the total Gossip Girl vibe today, right? I'm kind of here for it. All right, you guys, we can start with the product that's on my lips, and this is the OG of this project. This has been in since the introduction. It is the YSL Tattoos Lip Stain in the shade 23. I have taken the stopper out of this. I have determined that the packaging is indeed not opaque because you can see that there is windowing. So I actually wore this yesterday. I brought this with me to work. I've been enjoying doing a bit of something like slightly more bold, but not like the most bold on the lips. But I've been enjoying a lip stain more and more lately. And I brought this with to work yesterday, and I was having to like dip in multiple times to coat the lips. So I really do believe that this should be and will be an empty before the end of the year, which will be really nice. This is, I swear, one of the oldest lip products in my entire collection. I really like the shade, and I do believe they do still sell this product. So this is something maybe in the future I would purchase, but not right away. Not right away. I have a couple other kind of similar vibe type of lip products. I'm thinking of the MAC Over the Taupe. Like, they're not the same, but they're similar enough. It'll be really exciting to finish this off. Really enjoying it. It is a very, very comfortable formula, and that's why I would potentially consider purchasing this in the future. But as of this moment, this is not an empty, but we're really close. We can just stick with the theme of lip products because there truly are so many lip products, and maybe that's why this was not the most successful project. But I also have the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Brick. I did give myself an 8 use goal with this when I rolled this in, and I reached for it 6 out of the 8 uses going into the last update. I reached for this one additional time, so we didn't quite hit those 8 uses. I will say I have really been enjoying using my more like nude neutral Dose of Colors liquid lipstick. I think because I'm closer to finishing that one, so I've kind of been giving it that extra push to finish that product off before the end of the year. But this is also a really beautiful color. It's kind of like a mid-tone shade, kind of similar to the one that I have on my lips right now, maybe a little bit darker. But again, I've been kind of getting into like being a little bit more bold with my lip product, especially on days that I go to work, that I'm doing maybe something a little bit lighter in color on the eyes, like not so colorful or bold. So it's more fun to do like a bold lip then. So I don't know if I'm gonna even, maybe I'll get one more use before the end of the year, but this is getting so old in my collection. I feel like, at least for me, I feel like liquid lipsticks or like lip velvets might make a return more next year. And Dose of Colors is definitely a brand that I would turn to for liquid lipsticks. I feel like they have a very comfortable formula. All of my Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks are so old in my collection. I don't notice anything weird happening when I put them on my lips. So I'm gonna keep using them until I feel like I truly cannot use them anymore. But I would potentially consider purchasing more from Dose of Colors in the future if I really do lean into like liquid lipsticks. That is not to say I will ever lean away from glosses or lip oils. We're adding an additional step to the lip routine. All right, more lip products. I have my Kosas Wet Lip Oil in the shade Unzipped. I couldn't find this last update, but I told you guys, I was like, I'm gonna be so mad if I can't find this, because I had taken the stopper out of this, and this is another one that I don't know how well you'll be able to tell or see, but there is heavy windowing, and this is another one that I feel like I'm so close to finishing off. This will be an empty before the end of the year, which will be really exciting. As I'm preparing for like all of my year-end content, I'm going through all of the makeup products that I purchased this year, all of the PR that I've received this year, and I have brought in so many lip products into my collection, many of them purchased myself. And it's like, girl, like, you were aware how out of control your lip collection was. We talk about every makeup inventory, and then I cannot stop buying lip products. So it'll be good to move a couple lip products out before the end of the year. That being said, this Fenty Heat was part of the 24, like my plan to pan last year. So the 24 that I wanted to pan in 2024. I have not yet taken the stopper out of this. I don't know if you'll be able to see, there is some windowing in here. This is a product that I feel like I'll use for like a week and focus on it really heavily for a week, and then I forget about it. So I don't necessarily know that this will be an empty by the end of the year. It is a really beautiful color, especially for this time of year. It is not the most irritating lip plumper, but the first time I put it on for like the day, like the more you put it on, the less irritating it becomes, in my opinion. But the first time you apply it for the day, it really just, I don't love this one. It's not a formula I personally would repurchase. I love the Fenty Beauty regular gloss bombs, and I loved their lip oils, but I don't know if their lip oils were specifically limited edition. If they were, I hope that they bring them back next summer, because I love the lip oil formula. But in terms of the heat formula, it's just not the formula for me. If I want a plumping lip gloss, I personally just love Lawless Forget the Filler, because it's not irritating, but I do feel like it gives my lips like a really juicy effect. Or I love the Buxom glosses. So I am not confident that this is going to be a success in finishing by the end of the year. Do I want to add a little bit to this look? I really don't, but I think maybe I will for some use. Should I bring this to work today then? Like, those two do layer. That's pretty. Although I was kind of liking the matte lip for today. Anyway. Alright, we're going to keep trying to get use out of this, but I'm not confident that this will be an empty before the end of the year, and that will mean that is, you know, a product fail for my 24 planning, painting, blah, blah, blah. Okay, a product I was successful on hitting my goal on, which was 20 uses, is my favorite highlighter, one of my favorite highlighters ever. It's the Bobbi Brown Pink Glow. I'm going to be careful opening mine because I do have like pan in the center, and then this like cracks and breaks every time I open it. Oh, I chipped my nail polish again. That's so frustrating. This is such a beautiful highlight. I've considered just like repurchasing this because mine's so annoying being that it's broken, but then it's hard for me to justify doing that, so I don't. It's just a really beautiful kind of icy pink highlight. You can really swirl this together to be really icy and like almost white, or you can swirl it to have a lot of pink in it, and it's been a favorite since I purchased so long ago. It rolled in. I gave myself a 20 use goal with it. It took me 2 months to complete that, but it was not hard reaching for this, and honestly it was kind of just like a treat to get to reach for it but not feel guilty about it, because I was aiming towards my panning goals when reaching for it, when in the past every time I would reach for this I'm like, oh, I'm definitely favoring this highlight over my other highlights, and I should try and get love and use out of my other highlights. Glad to have gotten 20 more uses out of this, but I probably easily could have done that on my own. Oh, we missed one last lip product. The Iconic London Lip Plumper. First of all, this is like the gloss that will not stop glossing. Right now it has settled and it looks to be about half full, but this is a weird one where like, it's one of the ones that like really coats the sides. So like, I feel like it's like where it's actually settled is slightly lower than that. I feel like I've used this so much this year. This is pretty. but I hate the doe foot applicator on this. I talk about this all the time. It's a little bit longer, and it's just like, it's really flexible. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. It's just so flexible that it just drags along the lips in a way that feels really annoying to me. So this is not something that I personally would repurchase when finishing. It is also quite a light pale color, especially for this time of year. For me, I feel like this is something I prefer more in the spring, summer. Not to say I don't always just like reaching for a nude glossy lip. Like, I have still been reaching for this, but unfortunately, I don't believe that this is going to be an empty by the end of the year, which is such a bummer. I was really hoping to have this completed and my Becca Glow Gloss, and I don't know that I'm going to finish either of those before the end of the year, which is a bummer because I really want to move these glosses out of my collection that are just like these one-off glosses and like just have my favorite glosses of all time. But anyway, not successful in this. This is something that may have also been in since the introduction, or like very early on in the year. Not great progress. Oh, a product I also hit my goal on. I gave myself an 11 use goal with the Rare Beauty bronzing stick, and within the last several months I've actually reached for this a total of 18 times. I was really reaching for stick products a lot recently, and I just reached for this every single time. Let me actually roll this all the way up. This is something that I'm like, oh girl, I feel like we could absolutely work on this next year in the rolling project 10 pan and finish this, which would be exciting. I am still wanting to like finish up makeup next year. Like, I am still wanting to have makeup empties, because nothing gets my little heart more excited than using up a makeup product. But I just don't want to do as much project panning. But I do feel like this one is one that I could hit a pan on. This is not something I think I would repurchase personally. I like this formula, but it's a little bit pigmented, and I do find that at times I don't find this to be the easiest, like most blendable bronzing product in my collection. And I honestly would prefer like the potted skin enhancer from Makeup by Mario. I know that that one is more sheer, but I feel like I could purchase a shade a little bit darker in the Makeup by Mario skin enhancer if I'm wanting something a little bit more bronzy, just because I love the glow that that one gives. I also really just like my Milk Makeup bronzing stick. If I want like a true stick. I know that Makeup by Mario also makes a stick, so maybe I would try that. But I will use this up, but I am not like a die-hard Rare Beauty bronzing stick fan like so many others are. But I'm happy that I've gotten such great use on this, and I'm hoping that I can finish that one next year. Then I was also working on my RMS Lip to Cheek in the shade Spell. I also give myself an 11 use goal with this one. I was at 3 out of 11 uses last update, and I did reach for this an additional 2 times, putting me at 5 out of 11 uses. I am happy that I rolled this back in, because I feel like this has been kind of on the chopping block every now and again when I'll do a declutter. I'm like, do I really need this? But then I pull it out for a project and I use it only 5 times, but still, it got some use. And it is a really beautiful, like just sheer flush to the cheeks on days that maybe I'm not doing, maybe I'm just doing like primer and brows and mascara and want just a little bit of something on the cheeks. I feel like this is such a perfect product for that. I really like the shade of this because it is so light but more cool toned. So this is something that I will be keeping in my collection, and I'm glad that it rolled into the project to give me like that motivation to reach for it and use it, rather than I could have potentially just gone all year not using it and then decluttered it and not realized that I do like having this in my collection even if it doesn't get the most use. And then the 10th and final product is a complete fail. It is the Natasha Denona Retro Palette. Right now mine is a custom palette that I have created, and this rolled in months ago, and I told myself I was going to put all the retro shades back in, and then I was going to no pan left behind the palette. And then several updates went by and I didn't do that, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on this shade in the center right here, which I know is from the retro palette, and I'm going to try and hit a pan on that. Several more updates have gone by. We've reached the finale, and I have not even reached into this one time since rolling it in. I actually do really like this custom palette. I think this is really beautiful, especially like this color story for this time of year. We have like dusty, like ethereal mauves and pinks, and then if we want to take it more blue/blue green, we can also do that. But alas, I didn't reach for this at all, and so this is a complete fail. I'm sorry. But after that, you guys, that is going to wrap up and conclude this year's whole collection project pan, and potentially wrap up and conclude the whole collection project pan on my channel. I was thinking if we want like some randomization like this, like we could do a get ready with me whole collection style, but it just wouldn't turn into like a project pan. That could be really fun. That could be really a fun way to still add a little dash of randomization into my makeup use, but not have it be this like project panning journey throughout the year. So let me know if you'd be interested in seeing something like that. Other than that, that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I've started, not well, there's not a lot, but I'm working on it. Started to prep for It's Just Vlogmas, and I'm hoping to post most days in December. I don't want to put this like strict, I'm gonna post every day and then cry every night because I don't have something. Like the amount of pressure that I put on myself when like at the end of the day, it's just not that deep. Like if I miss a day or two here and there, it's not a big deal. I was going back through last year's Vlogmas content, and I think last year was the first year that I was like, you gotta let it go, girl. Like you're gonna miss an episode or two of Vlogmas and it's okay. And then I was going back through last year's content. I was like, dang, I missed like 9 days. And I thought I'd only missed like 3 in my head. And I was like, ooh, you really failed last year. But anyway, I am planning to film most days in the month of December. I know there's so many videos to watch in December, so I completely understand if we have to like save some to watch later, or if you don't see every video. But I do plan to post most days, as I said, at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So stay tuned for that, and if there's any content you'd like to see throughout the month of December, let me know, because I'm still trying to fill in a few days that I do have open for your content ideas. I'm rambling and I need to get to work. It's potluck day, which is so exciting. I cannot wait for all the potluck food. Thank you guys for supporting me as always. I will catch you in my next video. Bye.